I want to preserve that sense of intimacy. I want the audience to feel like they're zooming in into the Cinderella story, but through the stage work, not the camera lens. And by doing that, I need the design to be balanced in terms of scale. It needs to be grand to feel in the theater, but also it needs to be detailed enough for the audience to feel like they're part of the story. I directly translate the script and the needs into the design. I did a lot of research on the architectural periods, but in the end we chose to treat this fairy tale as its own unique universe, so it can give us the freedom to combine many elements from different periods into making something that feels timeless and magical. I inspired to also use the chartreuse and lavender elements into the set design that maybe you can see it on the show later.
Actually, I was leaning more to medieval era and Victorian era, but it was just the historical cultural references that guided me through the prop design for this production and Hammerstein Cinderella by Sensacom Production, but also my own imagination. Like this production really have pushed me my creativity to some extent in a good way. I'm able to explore many things during the prop design process, combining the practical things and adding some bit of fantasy spice up to make the story more lively. In this production, I think the pumpkin carries the most emotional or relative significance. People might not notice this, but if you think about it, we can say that the pumpkin is a key witness to some important thing that happened in Ella's love life. For sure, I always think that props in a musical theater is something that is not only completes the story, but also holds an equal importance with other elements on the stage. I always make sure that the props are not just decoration, but each of the props have their own story as like a reason why it was designed or shaped that way. That is why I tend to add some additional details, even just tiny bit, in order for the cast to feel more immersed in the story, so that they feel like they are really living in that period of time.
Oke, untuk makeup and hairdo ini aku tuh ngambil dari era 2000-an, jadi udah modern. Jadi aku juga discuss dengan tim wardrobe, jadi aku menyesuaikan look yang aku mau, look dari show-nya sendiri, karena kalau show-nya sendiri kan kayak 50-an ke 80-an ke 60-an kan. Nah, tapi di show kali ini tuh aku ngambilnya di era 2000-an. Jadi udah sangat modern, udah cantik, case-nya itu tetap terlihat kayak eranya tuh masuk dari wardrobe-nya, tapi make-up-nya tetap glam, tetap cantik. Culture-nya sih aku tetap ngikutin culture dari luar sesuai dengan yang ada di naskahnya. Cuman aku buat lebih modern lagi. Terus untuk desain-desain dari aksesorisnya juga aku buat lebih modern tentunya, karena supaya case-nya lebih mudah, karena kita ada quick change yang bener-bener cepat sekali, sehingga kita harus memikirkan gimana caranya bikin aksesoris itu tetap kelihatan cantik, glamor, tapi juga cepat untuk di quick change-nya.
Kita udah sepakat di awal kalau kita nggak mau cuma hanya mereplikat apa yang sudah ada gitu. At first, sebelum ada mood board, sebelum ada semuanya, itu kita baca-baca artikel dulu terkait semua referensi secara historical Cinderella itu apa aja.
Iya betul, karena kan Cinderella juga there's a lot of version of Cinderella, kayak ada yang Disney, ada yang film live action, terus juga ada yang Rodgers and Hammerstein juga.
Kita mempelajari even understanding desainernya, kenapa bajunya seperti ini.
Gitu. The silhouettes, bahan, motif.
Ini salah satu bukti nyata evolusinya gitu ya. Kalau desain dan proses kita di wardrobe-nya Sensacom itu always evolving gitu. Jadi proses kita nggak stuck. Ketika itu jadi di photoshoot, ya dari photoshoot sampai show itu yang dipakai, nggak gitu. Tiap rehearsal kita review gitu. We appreciate every comment, every notes from the cast, from the directors gitu. And we had fun doing it.
Yes.